Hi guys, David O'Sullivan here, and in this video I'm going to be giving you my preview of this year's award season. There are a lot of films coming out over the award season, October, November, December, January. Obviously I've had to leave a lot out, but these are the films that I'm most interested and most excited to see. And I'm not ranking these in any kind of order, I'm just going to be going through them alphabetically really. Starting with Battle of the Sexes. Obviously this is the film starring Steve Carell and Emma Stone about Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs and their famous match they had, and I've been really looking forward to seeing this film ever since I first heard about it. I remember a while back I heard that Emma Stone was going to be doing this film and she was going to be playing Billie Jean King. I remember they released that first image of her and Steve Carell and she was almost unrecognisable, and I think hopefully this will be another really great awards worthy performance maybe from her. And this film looks really good. I really like the look of the trailer and I'm also really looking forward to seeing it. So obviously I can't speak much about these films because I haven't seen them yet, but it does look good. I am really looking forward to seeing it. So hopefully Battle of the Sexes will prove to be a really great film. And next up, funnily enough, another film about tennis, but Borg, McEnroe. A similar film in a way, but also very different. This is about the rivalry between Bjorn Borg and John McEnroe. Back in, was it the late 80s? The rivalry between those two. Probably in a more of an intense film, this more of a biographical drama kind of film, and obviously Shia LaBeouf is playing John McEnroe. And when I first heard that, I was like, oh my god, that is perfect. It's crazy and weird, but at the same time, it kind of makes so much sense. And when they released the pictures and we saw him with the big curly hair and the red headband, I'm like, oh my god, that is great. I don't know if this movie's supposed to be amazing. Some of the buzz surrounding it and the reactions coming out from people are that it's really good, but it's not like fantastic or anything. But a lot of praise is going on in Shia LaBeouf, and I cannot wait to see him in that role as John McEnroe. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this. And next up is actually Andy Serkis's directorial debut, and it is Breathe, another true story film about the real life guy Robin Cavendish and this the pioneering work that he did after he was paralysed and became disabled, suffering with polio, and the relationship between him and his wife. More of a period romantic drama I think this film is going to be, starring Andrew Garfield and Claire Foy, two great British actors. And I'm really looking forward to seeing this film, not only because of the actual story and I'm interested in that story and knowing more about it, but the fact that it's going to be directed by Andy Serkis. I'm a big fan of Andy Serkis. I'll see anything and everything he does, and this movie looks really good. The trailer was good, and yeah, it's actually supposed to be a really great film, and I'm actually really looking forward to seeing it. So there we go, Breathe. And next up, this is a film that I don't really know much about. I'm trying to avoid as much information surrounding this film as possible, but it's Brigsby Bear. I think, obviously I don't have a lot of information on this film, but I think it's supposed to be some kind of quirky comedy, maybe similar to that Frank film that came a few years ago where Michael Fassbender is wearing that paper-mache head. I think it's a similar kind of thing in this film, but I think it's actually Mark Hamill wearing a bear head. I don't really know a whole lot about the film. Like I said, I've tried to stay away from it. I don't think I've even seen the trailer, but I'm really looking forward to seeing this. I'm hoping it will be a really great film. I can't really speak much about it because, like I said, I don't really know a whole lot about this film, but I think it'll be really good and I'm really looking forward to seeing it. So, Brigsby Bear. And next up, this is a film that I hadn't really heard a whole lot about initially, but after it premiered in like a Telluride, I believe, and then TIFF as well, it's getting some really great positive buzz, and that is Call Me By Your Name. And I think it's supposed to be more of a kind of a romantic drama, starring Armie Hammer, and I can't remember the name of the other guy, but he's this great up-and-coming young actor, and it's actually supposed to be really great, and it wasn't really on my radar to begin with. I hadn't really heard of it, but now it most definitely is. I'm definitely going to check this movie out. It's supposed to be really great, a really kind of touching, emotional, powerful kind of romantic drama. I think from what I've heard, I don't really know a whole lot about it, but I am really interested in seeing this movie now just because of all the really great positive reactions and response it's gotten from people who've seen it already. So I'm definitely going to check this out. So Call Me By Your Name. And next up, another movie that has received a massive amount of positive buzz from the film festivals is Darkest Hour. Of course, a true story set during the war with Gary Oldman playing Winston Churchill. And when I saw this trailer, I was like, oh my god, this looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, I think Gary Oldman is one of the best actors working today. He's such a chameleon. He's such a versatile actor where he can play really different characters and look and act so different in all these different roles, and he can really transform himself into the character he's playing, and that looks like it's most definitely going to be the case with Winston Churchill. Obviously there's a lot of makeup and prosthetics to make him look like Churchill, but just the performance that seems to be coming from him in the trailer anyway, it looks like a real powerhouse performance, and everything from everyone who has seen this movie are saying that it is a terrific film and a phenomenal performance from Gary Oldman, and that this could potentially get a lot of nominations come the award ceremonies. And I'm probably going to have to wait on seeing this film. I don't think I'm going to be able to see it until January. I think that's when it comes out in the UK. It comes out a couple of months earlier, I think, in the US, but I am really looking forward to seeing this film. It's one of the ones I'm most looking forward to, mainly because of just the real positive buzz of everyone who has seen it saying it's absolutely fantastic, and of course because it's about Winston Churchill and Gary Oldman. There's just so many factors, and obviously the trailer, so I am really looking forward to seeing this movie. And next up, a very different kind of film, but also a true story, and it is The Disaster Artist. Obviously this is giving us like a behind the scenes look of the making of the infamous kind of So Bad It's Good movie The Room by Tommy Wiseau. That was like, you know, people have dubbed the worst movie ever made, but it's kind of gained this cult status over the years as like, it's so bad, it's good. And now we're getting this movie from James Franco, who I didn't initially realise was actually directing the movie as well, and starring in the movie himself as Tommy Wiseau. And James Franco's in there, Seth Rogen's in there, a great cast, great talent behind this film, and it just looks like I wasn't really on my radar, but after we got the teaser and especially the full trailer that came out recently, I was like, I am in. It just looks so awesome, about giving us a behind the scenes look of how this horrendously atrociously bad movie got made, and how it actually happened, and the behind the scenes of what actually went down, and the craziness of what was really going on behind the scenes and how it actually happened. It just looks so awesome, so funny. Just everyone involved in this movie, James Franco, Seth Rogen, it just looks really great, and I cannot wait to see it. And again, another one that's getting really great positive reactions and response from everyone who's seen it so far. It's supposed to be one of the best films of the year, let alone one of the best comedies, so I cannot wait to see it. And next up is Downsizing. Now this has got a little bit more of a mixed response from the festivals, but I just love the concept of this film, and I've seen the trailer and I just love the idea of this kind of like social satire take on a sci-fi concept about shrinking people. But obviously we've seen that a whole lot of times before, but it's more of a social satire, almost like a Truman Show kind of thing, you know, where that's like a sci-fi concept, but it is more of a social satire. And it looks like this one's going to be more of that same kind of thing, where it's like a sci-fi concept of shrinking people down to size, but it's actually more commenting on our society and more of a satire, if you will. And I love the trailer, and I even though it's got a little bit of a mixed response from people who have seen it thus far, I think it will be really my kind of film. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I just love the concept, I love the trailer, I just love the whole idea and the premise, and I cannot wait to see this movie because it just looks so cool and different, and I'm really hoping I'll enjoy it. And next up is the Robert Pattinson kind of crime film, Good Time. This is another one that I kind of stayed away from because I know from everyone I've heard who I really like and respect and admire have been saying this movie is amazing, and I feel like this is the kind of film where it would be even better if you don't really know much about it. And I haven't really seen any trailers. I've seen some images of Robert Pattinson, who just looks really different in this role as this bank robber criminal guy, I think. But other than that, I don't really know a whole lot about this film, but I'm trying to stay away from knowing too much because I feel like, as I said, it'll be a better movie to go into cold, not knowing a whole lot. And I'm really looking forward to seeing it, just mainly because of the fact that, you know, everyone's saying it's supposed to be absolutely fantastic, one of the best films of the year, so I'm really looking forward to seeing this. And also Robert Pattinson, I'm actually a big fan of Robert Pattinson, but Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart, I was not a fan of when they were in their Twilight days, but since then they've both gone on to do much greater things and really cool different roles, and they're actually both really shining now as great actors in their own right, you know, and Twilight's way behind them now, so I cannot wait to see him in this really kind of different role, in this really kind of different film by the Safdie brothers, I believe. So yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to seeing this, so Good Time. And next up is Hostiles, and this is like this epic historical drama starring Christian Bale and Rosamund Pike, and it just, I was interested in this film just based on the image they released, and then the trailer came out and it looks like it's going to be this awesome kind of historical epic film. Christian Bale is one of my favourite actors working today, another actor who can really transform himself into the characters he's playing, really great character actor. And again, I don't know too much about this film other than it's a kind of, obviously it's an epic historical drama based on true events. It's got kind of almost like a western vibe to it, a period drama, historical epic kind of vibe to it, and I absolutely love that. Again, I think this is another one I'm going to have to wait on seeing. I'll probably not be able to see it till January. I don't even know if it has a release date yet in the UK, but I'm really looking forward to seeing this because it looks really great. And next up, a very different kind of film, but another one that I'm also looking forward to is The Killing of a Sacred Deer. And I know the name of the director, but I'm not going to try and pronounce it because I would just butcher the pronunciation of his name. But it's the guy who did The Lobster, and that was another really weird, crazy, eccentric film. And I just love films that are just really weird and different and mucked up. It's supposed to be really messed up, but I kind of want to see it because of that. And, you know, I really like The Lobster. I love that these films that are just really cool and quirky and wacky and different. And obviously Colin Farrell is going to be in this, you know, who he was also in The Lobster. I think Nicole Kidman's in the film as well. And also Barry Keoghan, I think that's how you pronounce his name, who was in Dunkirk. He's also in this movie, and he's actually supposed to be like completely different, like really creepy and scary and intense. And also the trailer came out, and I love the trailer. I think it has an Ellie Goulding song sung by one of the actresses in the film, I believe, but it's like contrapuntal music where it's like a pop song, but it's sung in more of a kind of creepy, weird kind of way. And I love the trailer. And again, not a movie that I know a whole lot about, but I am really interested in checking it out because it just looks really cool and different, and I can't wait to see it. And next up is Lady Bird, and this is the directorial debut of Greta Gerwig, and it stars Saoirse Ronan. And again, this is another film that wasn't really on my radar. I heard some good things about it, and then the trailer came out, and I love the trailer. It's got an almost seems like a female version of Boyhood crossed with kind of just like a kind of an 80s kind of coming of age kind of film. It just looks really cool and funny and different and fresh and exciting, and I'm actually really excited to see this, and I think it's another one I'm going to have to wait on seeing, unfortunately. But it does look really great, and the trailer especially, it's got me really excited to see it. I'm a big fan of Saoirse Ronan. I've been following her ever since, Hannah? Some of those early films she did years ago, Lovely Bones, I think, as well. I think she's a really great young actress, and she looks really great in this movie. Greta Gerwig's first time directing. Again, it's supposed to be really good, and I cannot wait to see it. I'm really hoping it'll be my kind of film as well, because again, I wasn't really all that excited about it. I didn't really know much about it, but that trailer got me really excited. So there we go, Lady Bird. And next up is Last Flag Flying, and also another one where I saw the trailer and I thought, oh, this looks really cool. And it's directed by Richard Linklater, who's one of my favourite directors, and it's got a great cast as well. Steve Carell, I believe, Lawrence Fishburne, Bryan Cranston. I think they're the main three guys, if I remember correctly. So again, it's not a film that I know a whole lot about, but really, a movie with that cast, coupled with a director of that calibre, just that alone gets me really excited. It is a really great cast, and I'm a big fan of Richard Linklater. And so I'm really excited to see this movie just because of that alone. And next up is Molly's Game, which is actually the directorial debut of Aaron Sorkin, obviously a prolific screenwriter, one of the best writers working today. And Molly's Game is actually his directorial debut. Again, another one that's supposed to be really good, starring Jessica Chastain. I think Idris Elba's in there as well. Great cast. And whenever you have a film that Aaron Sorkin's involved with that has great actors, and you're going to just, hear them delivering absolutely fantastic, great, sparky, witty Aaron Sorkin dialogue, and it's directed by Aaron Sorkin as well, and it's supposed to be really great. I mean, sign me up. That just sounds really awesome. I can't wait to see this. And next up, this is by far the one that I am most interested and most excited to see, and it is Guillermo del Toro's The Shape of Water. I've seen bits and pieces of the trailers, but I've been trying my best to stay away from the trailers because I really don't want to see all that much. I want it to be a really kind of great experience seeing it for the first time in the cinema, because I remember with La La Land last year, I'd seen the little teaser, and I actually saw the film before the full trailer was even released, and I'm really glad I did, because the full trailer showed a bit more than I would have liked, and so I went in not really knowing a whole lot about La La Land apart from that little brief teaser, and I loved it. So I've been trying to stay away and do the same thing with The Shape of Water and stay away from the trailers. I've seen bits and pieces, and I'm really excited to check this movie out, because Guillermo del Toro, he's one of my favourite directors. I'll see anything and everything he does. I just love everything about him and what he brings to his movies. When I heard months back that he was going to be doing this film, and it's going to be this ode to kind of sci-fi, fantasy, supernatural monster movies, crossed with kind of a classic fairy tale romance where it's like a woman who falls in love with the monster. I'm like, sign me up. That's my kind of film. It just sounds absolutely awesome. And again, this is another one perhaps more than any of the other films on this list, that's getting like the best kind of positive, highest kind of positive reactions and responses from people who have seen it. But even before that, months ago when I first heard about it, I've been really excited to see this. I cannot wait to check it out. So there we go, Del Toro's The Shape of Water. And next up is Stronger, and this is the true story about a survivor of the Boston Marathon bombings who lost his legs. And it's basically about his kind of rise and his comeback, really. And starring Jake Gyllenhaal. And again, all you got to tell me is that it's a film with Jake Gyllenhaal. I'm going to see it, I don't know if it's supposed to be an amazing, absolutely fantastic kind of film, but, it's based on a true story, and Jake Gyllenhaal was in the lead role there, so that alone, I'm going to see the movie. And next up is Thelma. This is a foreign film, a Norwegian film, I think, if I remember correctly. But again, it's another kind of really cool, different sci-fi, supernatural kind of film, almost like a Carrie kind of thing, I think, where it's about this girl, and then something happens to her, and she just discovers she's got these crazy supernatural powers. I don't know a whole lot about it. I don't know if there's been a trailer or not, but just for the fact that it's like a really cool, different kind of foreign film that's about this sci-fi, supernatural kind of concept about this girl who suddenly has these crazy, out-of-control powers. I'm gonna see it, and I'm excited to see it for that alone. And finally is You Never Really Hear, and this is the film starring Joaquin Phoenix. I think it's a kind of revenge thriller, if I remember correctly. It debuted in Cannes, I think, earlier this year, and yeah, again, it's an intense, serious, dramatic revenge film with Joaquin Phoenix in the lead role. I mean, yes, please, sign me up. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And there we have it. Those are the films that I'm most interested and most looking forward to see and I'm most excited about. These are the films that I definitely keep your eye out. I mean, there's a whole lot more as well. There's Suburbicon, there's Film Stars Don't Die in Liverpool, there's 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. There's a whole lot of other films as well that are supposed to be really great that I didn't cover. A lot of the films I'm also trying to stay away from learning too much about as well, because I want to go into some of these films, especially the ones that I know are going to be absolutely fantastic. I want to go in as cold as I possibly can. With big franchise blockbuster movies, I don't mind seeing trailers and stuff, but when I go and see a really cool, amazing little indie film, I don't really need to see 10 tons of trailers and know a load about it. I want to go in fresh and cold, not knowing a whole lot, and be really blown away. So yeah, those are the films that I think you should keep your eye out coming out this award season. Obviously there's a lot of others I didn't cover, but these are the ones that I'm most interested and most looking forward to seeing. Obviously Guillermo del Toro's The Shape of Water is the one I'm most excited about. That is the one I'm most looking forward to seeing, but again, a great mix, it seems, a great variety of very different kind of films that are going to be coming out over this year's award season, so definitely keep your eye out for a lot of these films. A lot of them have got all very different release dates as far as UK or US is concerned. Some of them I don't think even have release dates yet. Oh, I, Tonya, I just remembered, I, Tonya is another one. The true story film about ice skater Tonya Harding, that starring Margot Robbie. That was another one I probably should have put on the list. But yeah, there we go. Those are the films that I'm most looking forward to seeing coming out over this year's award season. But what about you? What are the films coming out this award season that you're most looking forward to and you're most excited to check out? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, if you like this and you haven't already, be sure to click subscribe to see more. And if you missed my last film review, be sure to click over here to catch up on my last film review, or perhaps down here to catch up on another of my recent videos. But with that said, I've been David O'Sullivan. I'll see you next time.